Hello everyone, welcome back to our Media and Advertising series. My name is Matilda Mel, and today we'll be talking about feminist criticism. In today's episode, we'll be looking at common misconceptions about feminist criticism, what a feminist critic is, how you can be a feminist critic, and you'll be able to do a basic feminist criticism of an advertisement by yourself. I conducted a survey asking people what they thought feminist criticism really was. The responses on the screen are the most popular and typical responses I received, but none of these are actually correct. I'm sure you're wondering, well, if all those people were wrong, what is feminist criticism really? Feminist criticism is about examining and analyzing media representations to evaluate what counts as good or progressive representation of gender. It examines gender politics in the media and focuses on identifying the subtle construction of gender stereotypes, roles, and rituals. This quote by Siede is very important when thinking of feminist criticism. She says, "It isn't about ripping something to shreds or making others feel guilty for liking it. It is simply about pointing out a specific creative weakness and then taking that a step further to explain the real-world social ramifications of that weakness, all in the hopes of dissuading future filmmakers, or in our case, ad makers, from making the same mistake." To be a feminist critic, we must identify elements of the advertisement and reflect how they may be a limiting or liberating representation of gender and sexuality. We have to think about the social ramifications of these elements and how representations are creating gender stereotypes and gender rituals in the ads. There are two tests that we can use as a basis to criticize ads and other media. The first is a gender flip test. If you flip the genders of the characters or people involved in the advertisement, movie, book, etc., does the text become weird or offensive? Next is the Bechdel test, and in order for your advertising or movie to pass, they need to have two or more named female characters who talk to each other about something other than a man. We have to remember these tests are imperfect, but this one shows that inclusion is not the problem for women in pop culture. It's about the depth of the stories. It's crazy to think that generally only about half of movies pass this test. These tests are very useful tools to help us identify the ways in which gender is being portrayed. We must also think deeper regarding what gender stereotypes and rituals are being reinforced and what impact these have on our society. You're probably wondering, what kinds of gender rituals and stereotypes are you referring to? Well, when we look at advertisements, movies, and media in general, women and men, girls and boys tend to be assigned gender roles and stereotypes. I have broken these down into 4 categories to give you examples of typical rituals and stereotypes that are often seen in ads. Personality-wise, women are often depicted as accommodating, emotional, maybe weak, while men are depicted as self-confident and aggressive. When thinking of domestic behaviors, women are often portrayed in caregiver roles, cooking and cleaning, while men take care of financials to physical work, such as fixing a car or doing home repairs. With physical appearance, women are expected to be thin and graceful, while men are expected to be tall, large, muscular. Men usually wear darker colors and pants, short haircuts, while women are wearing makeup and dresses. With occupations, women are often portrayed as nurses and teachers, while pilots and doctors, engineers, innovators are often roles reserved for men. Okay, now let's try it together. Our first example is an ad by Nivea selling shower gel to men. In this ad, we're able to see how both femininity and masculinity are portrayed in advertisements, as well as how ads reinforce gender hierarchies between men and women through various strategies. Men's products such as cologne, deodorant, energy drinks, and even cigarettes have been known to show muscular men doing manly activities in their advertisements. Although the purpose for this is to attract more men to use their products, these ads tend to glorify toxic masculinity. The main model of such ads often features a muscular, fit, often shirtless man, as we can see in this example. The woman, on the other hand, also thin, attractive, she's the center of the man's attention. Nivea creates an image that the woman is submissive while the man is more dominant. From the intimate behavior between the female and male models, the advertisement is communicating that by having this product, men will be more attractive to women. The woman in this example is being objectified, used as an object of desire for man's viewing or prospective sexual pleasure. The fact that the ad is clarifying that the woman is not included or otherwise not for sale emphasizes this point. The ad uses such strategies to construct and reinforce gender hierarchies. This ad falls under the trope of using the ladies' man appeal, where an ad shows the storyline of how the main male character would end up getting the lady he wants or all the ladies after he consumes their product being sold. This creates false and unrealistic roles and expectations because in reality, not every man is a ladies' man or even attractive to women. Our second example is an ad by PPS, a financial services company for graduate professionals. They created a campaign focused on flipping women's stereotypes. So the campaign is aimed at young women professionals. It provides a different viewpoint for how women are perceived in society by highlighting them in different professions. Each piece in the Women Acknowledged series focuses on professionals, forming the PPS for Professionals membership base, comprising of engineers, accountants, architects, lawyers, doctors, and dietitians. The campaign not only highlights and brings stereotypes faced by women in the workplace to light, but also presents a different viewpoint on the way that professional women are looked upon and acknowledged in society today. PPS campaigns are examples of advertisements that are defying and breaking down the traditional gender rituals and stereotypes in society. A great example of true progressive representation of women in gender roles in advertising. For our third and final example, we have an ad by the NHS, Britain's publicly funded healthcare system. Their ad was released in January of 2021 and was created to encourage people to stay home as much as possible during the pandemic. The ad shows 4 scenes, one with a woman relaxing on a sofa with her male partner, as we can see on the very left, and then 3 in which women are home caring for their children or cleaning their house. Here, we can see a clear example of particular gender rituals being reinforced in an advertisement. This ad is reinforcing the housewife and mother ideals of the 1940s, women being the main caretakers of the family, cleaning the home, showing their daughters how to do the same. It is clear that girls and women are still enacting rituals of subordination. So, after learning about what feminist criticism really is and going through a variety of different examples, I hope that now you can see the main goal of being a feminist critic, which is progress. And there has been some changes in the advertising industry in the last 10 years, but not nearly enough. Together, we must be conscious consumers and critique ads and other media. But remember, it is not about telling other people that they can no longer enjoy that movie, TV show, book, or advertisement. It is rather so that we can encourage creators to correct those flaws so that we can make progress and be a step closer to becoming a fair and equal society. Congratulations, you did it. Now you can define feminist criticism, be a feminist critic yourself, and teach others to be feminist critics and be conscious consumers of media and advertisement. We're one step closer to real progress. Thank you, and see you next time.